Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to work on another album for our album series. This time we are going to make them using envelopes. Now we made one using bags and we made regular albums. I want to show you all different ways you can make albums, so we're going to use envelopes this time. Regular old envelopes, okay? Now there is many ways to make an album with envelopes. I'm going to show you the easiest way to start out with. We will work on some more later on, but today I'm going to show you the very easiest way to assemble one of these albums. Now this is just, a quick sample one I made. For this, you can see it's 3D. I love these. They're like these decoupage. They're from Katie Sue. I got mine from maymaymadeit.com, and I just love them. We're going to be using this one today on our album, and all they are, you get 3 sheets in here, so you can make 3 different ones. I showed you in another album I made using decoupage, these kind of sheets, that you do not have to use the whole thing. In fact, we're not using the base one because it's too big for our album. So as you can see here is the base, and that is way too big for our album. So I started with this piece and then build onto that. And then I just had these little gold gems that I put in the middle. And then I used the Merry Christmas one here to put on top. So very simple, but it really has an impact on your album, doesn't it? I think it's really pretty. And I made a shadow layer of black for behind it because the red didn't show up very well on the album. So I did a shadow layer of that one. So let's put this aside first. I also did, so we have a magnetic. I used just ribbon. I'll show you how to use just ribbon as your closure. It's magnetic. And then I didn't decorate the inside because, I don't usually decorate my insides until I know. But there are pockets inside. Now this one I made on purpose. This one I'm not gifting to anybody or making for anyone because I don't like it. It's too thin. Okay, I will probably, use it for myself, or if I don't use it all, I will repurpose the cover at least. So you have to pay attention with your envelopes. This one is very, very thin. I think this one came from Michael's, I think, and this one came from Hobby Lobby. And these are really thick. These are really, really nice. And it does not matter what the flap looks like, if it's the pointed flat or, the flap like this. But pay attention to your envelope. It's going to make a difference to your I don't know how I can show you the thickness of this, but this is just really, really flimsy compared to this one. I mean, you can almost hear it. So I like that. I do kind of like a craft base to begin with. So like when I'm going into my pocket, you can already see like how flimsy my pocket is there. So that's going to probably tear after a while. So if you have thinner ones, I would suggest just bringing your cardstock out to the edge, and then not layer like I did. That way it'll protect this a little better, because that's going to be ripping in no time. But I did that on purpose because I want you to see it does make a difference. What kind of like paper, envelopes, whatever you make, makes a difference on your envelopes, on your albums. Okay, so we are going to do this. I'm hoping my one piece is in here. There it is. Okay. So I think I have everything ready here. We're going to start out with, you need 6 envelopes. I got my little cheat notes. I have little notes over here, but I always forget something anyways. So we're going to say you can start with as many as you want. If you want to just do 4, just do 4. What we're going to do is we're going to take this little flap and we're just going to turn it over this way, okay? And all of them we're going to assemble upside down like this. So all we're going to do is put glue on the flap, okay? So we got that flap laying down. Okay, and then this flap we're going to put glue on. And I will show you. Now, I think it's easier to do it this way and just line up your envelope like that. And then I'll pick it up and kind of make sure it looks all. But there's another way you can do it, but I like doing it this way. You can also just take and butt them together like this, and then glue it over like that, okay? But for me, I like doing it the other way. I feel like I get a better fit. And just go in there and rub that down. Like I said, there's many ways you can put an album together with envelopes. This is probably the simplest way. Simple, easy, quick. I just make sure. I mean, this, I don't even know what these envelopes are, but they're quite thick. They're not quite card thick stick, but they are quite heavy. I use them for pretty much all my albums. I have them even in, because Michael's you can get different size, or Hobby Lobby you can get different sizes. I think I need to bring the camera down just a tad down, Jean. There we go. Just a tad, so you guys can see a little better. Let me grab myself a rag in case we need one. Okay, so you see we're going so far. 2 more to go. I hope everybody's been liking the different albums we've been making. Like I said, these go together so quick. This would be a perfect craft fair one too. If you guys are still looking for craft fair stuff, we'll keep that craft fair series going. Even though, you know, I mean, we're not over the craft fair yet, but we're, you know, most people are getting into that and going to them already. But we'll keep it going, because depending on where you live, where we live, we don't really have a lot of craft fairs in the summer. They're more before the holidays. But I know some areas they do them all year round. But we don't too much. There's a few in the summer. And if you get these, like, you know, I always say, don't pay full price. You know, wait for the sales. Pick up what you need, and then that'll make it a little cheaper for you when you're making them. Okay, so now we have our little book there. See that, how easy that went together? Okay, and now I am not going to cover the cover until the end. So we're going to do the work on the inside pages first. So I want like a double layer. I just like that look. So what I am going to do is, with this one I'm going to do green. That one I did craft. So I did a layer of the craft and then a layer of the decorative paper. So I want the green this time. And all we're going to do is, that's on the wrong side because that's the pocket side, Jean, is we have on that side, we also have one for the pocket here. And I'll give you the measurements. So we have one for the pocket. Move that one off the side. So for this one, it's 5 by 7. So 5 by 7 for this one. For our pocket, you want 7 and by 3 3/4. So for this base, 5 by 7. And for this one, it's going to be 7 by 3 3/4. And then we have this little piece that's going to go right in the middle here. And that's going to go right above the pocket. So you can see this. Here's where the pocket is. I'll show you where the pocket is. And you got this little piece here yet to decorate. If you want to, you can leave it just craft. That is 7 by 1 1/2. So 7 by 1 1/2. And you don't need 1 1/2. What I like to do, because this space alone here is not 1 1/2, but I like to tuck in. Okay. Oh, I forgot to show you one part yet, because I already did it on all of them. I got to find the right envelope now. Okay. So the envelopes also have this little thing here. We're just going to cut those off. I meant to do that. That's the only thing I don't have notes for. Jeez. Okay, we're just going to cut that off. Sometimes I shouldn't even worry about notes. I should just wing it, because I'd probably do better. And just cut it off. Because you don't need it. It's just going to, things are going to get hooked onto it, so you don't need it. So I can show you on the other envelope. So they have that little piece right there. Just cut it totally out. It also makes your pocket look a little nicer. You don't have that little piece hanging there now. Okay, so what I like to do, back to that piece, where is that piece, is I like to tuck a little bit inside. And then we'll glue it down, okay? So let's glue our pieces. So this is our first layer. Like I said, you don't have to even put this layer down. I like layers. You could just put your decorative paper over the top. That you do you. I just like layers. I just think it adds a lot of dimension. Also, seeing all the different colors. But like I said, you do you. This one goes on the pocket. Just leave a little border. And that's up to you too. How much of a border do you want to cut yours? I got, I think it's like an 1/8" border. If I can find my ruler, I can tell you, but I think it's like an 1/8". Yeah, I have an 1/8" border. Some people like a bigger border. Some people don't like a border at all. You don't have to put a border. Like I said, just go straight to the decorative paper if you want. And now that flap, you're going to cover right up, so you're not going to even see that flap. You're not even going to know. They're probably not even going to know what was in envelopes that you made this with. Unless you tell them. They may not even figure that out. Okay, now let's get the rest of them covered. I am not going to talk through this section. That way Jennifer can fast forward or edit this part however she wants to do it. You guys have seen me make albums before, so I'll let her decide what she wants to do in the editing. I need to cut 2 more pieces because I was going to do something different and I decided not to do it. Okay, so let's cut our pieces here. So we need another pocket and another. So we need 7. By 3 3/4. And a 7, where's my pot, by 1 1/2. Okay. All right, so put that one in there, and then I'll show you what we do with that last piece on the back, because it's not going to be a pocket. We're going to close that off. Seriously, I cut that one wrong. Of course I did. Doot, 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 doot. Oh, for goodness sakes. I probably read wrong on here, but let's see what we did. Wouldn't be the first time I messed up, right, guys? 3 3/4. So what did I cut it at? Oh, okay, I see what I did. Never fails, does it, guys? All right. All right, let's get that off to the side. All right. All right, to recap, we did 6 envelopes and we put in our pocket pages. This is 7 by 3 3/4. This piece here was 5 by 7, and this piece was 7 by 1 1/2. So we got all those in there. Now this back piece, you see a flip. We're just gonna, or I mean a flap. We're gonna close that off. I don't want that. I'm not using that pocket. You can if you want, but I don't think it works very good on a cover. So let's just close that off. That's all we need to do with that. And then we'll cover the front and back later. So let's continue on. Now we've got our other pages. Make sure I got everything. Got them all, because you know I have missed pages before. Okay, so let's put this aside. This is our front and back cover. We don't want this yet. I don't want to screw up. Okay, so next we have our layers. Let me get my notes. Put that one over there. Okay, so we have all these. We'll start with these. And I'm going to probably have to cut one more. So these are 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. I should not change design as I'm, showing you guys. And I want to make sure, I don't want to put like all the reds together and all the because like here's what my samples I got cut out already. So like I don't want to put, too many reds together. So we're going to kind of put them off the side and see how we want it. And this I'm using this paper pack. I don't know if this is leftover from last year or if I bought this year. I can't remember. So if of course if it's in stock, I'll mark it for you. But you guys can use any paper pack you like. But this is from Echo Park and it's Christmas Salutations number 2. So you can use any paper pack you want. This one you will need a 12 by 12 paper pack. I know I've done some where you can get away with the 6 by 6 paper pack, but this one you will need a 12 by 12. Okay, now we're just going to put we'll start with just the big page first, so I don't confuse you guys too much. See, I just like the look of the layers. So you can see that. So I like the look. You've got the craft color, the green, and then our reds and greens. Like when I'm doing this, I just take a piece of paper out of the pack and find what I can get close enough for my solid color that matches the paper pack and go with that. And I didn't really want to use red. I use red a lot. But I wanted something different for my background, my solid piece. Okay, again, I probably won't talk too much because I'll let Jennifer edit some of this out so you guys don't have to, I know if you like to watch a long video, but some of you might not want to watch a long video. And a lot of this is the same as we've done in our other envelopes, or other albums. And we want to make sure we have enough time for our cover. I mean, you can make these pretty quick. Probably quicker than me because, I'm talking to you guys. Let's see, do you want the green? I think I want this poinsettia one. Poinsettia or poinsettia? Did I get all of them? Looks like I did. Now let's do the pocket. And I'm going to spread them out here. I don't want to use the same pattern. So for the pocket, let's move my notes. Okay, guys, I'm back. My camera was full. I'm like, great, thanks. Hello, that's never happened to me before. So we were starting our pockets. I don't think we missed anything. I had just finished up the page, the big page side, and we are starting our pockets, and we need their 6 3/4 by 3 1/2. And we're just going to glue those on. And I just told you what the paper pack was, and I'm pretty sure that was in the video. I kind of quick look back at the one. You know, I take off my videos right away, so I'm not sure what's taking up all the space, but I'll have to have Jennifer look at it. Let me see what my other pockets were, because I don't want the green with that one. And what's this one? So let's put the green with this one. It'll be fine. I'm like, oh, I hope I didn't lose everything, because, you know, when you get to this point in your album, and it's not like you can start over. Okay, next one we'll do the red one here. And this last one. One more I need. What do I have there? Yep, that'll work okay. I'll just have to cut it down a little bit. Okay, one more. We just gotta quick cut this one down. 3 1/2. Okay. And get over there. Okay, so that's all those. Now we just have to do the seam here, which they are 6 3/4 by 1 1/4. And what I like to do, because now we're already dealing with 2 different styles here, is I kind of like to put them in here to make sure I don't use the same one. Like that one can't use there, and that one. And then we're gonna have to switch you over here, and then use this one. Ooh, don't fall. Don't want to lose all that. And it's gonna fall. Okay, stay there. And we can put this one right here then. I have 2 of them, but that's okay. That's what I have. Sitting out here, that's what we're gonna use. I think I'm gonna put that one there so they're not so close to each other then. All right. So again, 6 3/4 by 1 1/4. I mean, it doesn't matter if you got 2 patterns together. That's just kind of me. Again, tuck it under just a little bit. Just give yourself a little border up here on all 3 sides. And you don't have to even use a pattern paper if you don't want to. If you just want to use plain cardstock, and then decorate instead, and decorate with the cutouts and the stickers and stuff like that, you don't have to use the decorative paper. Whoops. I'll say what I did. I can't do that one there. See, I said it doesn't pay, and I still do that, don't I? shorted myself when I was cutting my pieces. That's a lot of pressure doing a video. Yeah, you think you're doing prep work really good. A lot of work to do the prep work. I'm one of those that, you know, that's just wing it kind of thing when I'm not on video. Okay, and our last one. Now I don't know how long it's going to be. Like I said, I'm just going to edit some of it out. You don't need to see me doing some of this stuff over and over. So, okay, so there is our basic book. Look at that. Isn't that cute? You got pockets. And that, they can just store pictures or their Christmas cards that they get at Christmas time. You know, there's a lot you can use for the Christmas ones. So we got that, okay? So let's do our cover. For our cover pieces, we have, I have to be very careful here. So we got the 2 green. So we're going to put this down. And I didn't cut them because I wasn't sure. So let's cut them down because I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do. So I'm going to cut them down to 5, I think. Yep, let's cut them down to 5 by 7. Because I was going to do something different, but I think I'll do this instead. So let's cut these 5 by 7. Just going to take a little tiny bit off. You know, that's how I roll. My cutter did not want to go through two pages. Okay, let's put this aside. Now, we can go ahead and lay these down, but we don't want to put the top piece on until we do our ribbon. So we're going to do that. So, but we can lay this piece down right now. So they're 5 by 7 for our layer piece. So I'll show you how to do the ribbon again too. You can get, you can use paper for the closure. You can just make a belly band thing to go around. You can tie a string around. There's a lot of different ways. But I just thought I would show you how I do it with ribbons sometimes. Okay, so we got the front and the back. All right, now let me make sure my pieces are going to be, if I need to cut them down. Yep, so we did 5 by 7, so we're going to do 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. And we will have our layer. So then this is going to layer over the top. That. We're going to work on our ribbon first, okay? And then this is going to go on the edge. We should do that when we get there. So I'm going to take 2 pieces. I'm just going to kind of guess how big I want them for right now. So probably about like that would be good. I'll measure it. I like to have more than enough than not enough. So these are about 6 inches. How about that? And I'm sure what I'm going to do, I'm taking 2 pieces. And this one's probably not going to work as good as the other one. I think we're going to do the other one, guys, because it's going to work a little better. I don't have time to hold that one, so let's just do the solid one instead. Same thing, we just want to take 2 pieces off. I would probably do green if I had it, but all I had left in my green was the, it was like the kind of the see-through, like this netted part. So that did not look very good. So I did not want to do that. So first I'm just going to cut, I want my one end to be as straight as possible. And then what I'm going to do, you're going to think this is really weird. Bring you guys down here. Nope, down, up. Then I got my little magnets that I get these off of Amazon. I'm going to put one down in here. Okay, make sure I got that right side here. That thing cut very well, did it? Trust me, this works. It'll work. Okay, now we're just gonna let's do it on this piece. I'm just gonna run some glue. I'm just gonna kind of start with part of it. Just try to get as even as you can. Trust the process, guys. Trust the process. You can do a sticky tape too. In fact, I think I might have did a sticky tape on that one, but I also want to show you how you can do it with glue. But you can do either. Glue is going to make it more stiff. Sticky tape is quicker. Just try to even that out best you can. I also like using the glue. It'll dry. Don't worry about that. That'll dry. I also like using the glue because it makes it stiffer and it helps get those wrinkles out. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is we're going to get a magnet onto the other side here. Whichever side, doesn't really matter. Just make sure you got the right side. Put a magnet on there and my thing. Okay. And we want to put this about in the middle. See where you want to go with it. Okay, now put just a little dot. I'm just using that as a marker. I just want to, don't lay it down until I know about in where I want it. And then put that down. Okay. And then I'm going to put that on here. Normally, all these steps I would let dry a little bit. Okay. Now remember, I'm going to put that there because one side it'll stick and one it won't. So I'm going to put the paper on right now on this one so we don't lose our magnet. Okay, so I like to put a little extra glue on top of there and kind of around it too. And then put it on your paper. Like I said, you can do this same process with just a piece of paper. But if you like a little different look, use something else. Okay, and just rub it down. Okay, make sure it hooks. And then before I flip it to the back, stay straight. And I'm going to cut some of it off. You can leave, it doesn't matter if you leave it on or not because it's going to be covered up. So I like to leave a little bit. So when I do this, I kind of let it fall open a little bit, okay? Because you're going to be putting paper and stuff in there. So you want some slack on there. So I'm going to go about like that. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there. Because you want a little bit of a bulk if you're putting a lot of stuff in. And I'm just going to look and see if I got it straight. Then we'll put our cover on. Okay. And that covers all of that up. So now you don't even see the ribbon. Okay. So there is your ribbon closure. And you can put on, I don't have anything right off the bat, but you can take and you can put like a flat back or something like that on there. I'll probably do that when I know like who I'm giving this to and what I want to put. I think I have some poinsettias that would look really nice on this other one, but this one I might have a little snowman because I'm going to put a snowman on the front. Now I just have this. We're going to put a little binder on it, and this is 1.5 by 7.5, and we don't want 7.5. We want 7. Yep. So 1.5 by 7. Okay, and then we just want to. So I want to leave the little border of the craft around there, and now we're gonna just score that in half. If I could find the score, which would be 3/4. Okay. Oops, I don't want to do it in half. Oh my God, silly me. Okay. What you want to do, it'll still work. Oh my gosh, the further I get into this video, is do a half. Was it a 1/2 inch I did on each side? I think I did a 1/2 inch on each side. Yep. So you just want to do a 1/2 inch on each side. I will say this over because I'm screwing you guys up. So it's 1.5 by 7. Score 1/2 inch on each side. And then we can fold along the score lines. It got me all flustered losing my phone got full. And I'm then there thinking, oh God, I hope I don't have to start this video all over. I would cry. Okay, so you have this. Looks like that. And we are just going to put this on like that. And that covers up our end. You can put it all the way to the, if you want to, all the way to the each end. But I kind of want to leave some of that color show. But you can even cut it shorter, but I'll just leave it at that. This one I did all the way to the end, so I'll show you the difference. You see I went all the way to the end on this one. And this one I'm going to leave the border. Do not put glue on the back piece. You want this to move freely. So we are only going to put glue on the 2 side pieces, okay? Do not put it in the bottom here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put, like right now, I see my thing froze up a little bit there. So I'm like, don't you stop, camera, again. Okay, then we're going to just slide that on there. And make sure, I'm going to pick it up so I can get it even there. Get the glue off my hands. Now remember, don't do it on this part here. The next album I make is going to be, I think I might be doing an 8 by 10, a big one for you guys. That one will definitely be more than one part. We're going to do that in parts because that's something you don't definitely want to watch. And I don't, on my big albums like that, I don't necessarily want to take parts out either. Okay, so now for the cover for this one, I thought we would do the snowman. So we're going to put the snowman on. But what I did already, I prepared him a little bit because you have to put foam tape on all these little pieces. So I already put the foam tape on everything, okay? You are just going to watch me assemble. So let's move that. Let's move that. So like I said, normally you would start with this big square piece. That's not going to fit on this album. It might fit on the album you make, but it's not going to fit on ours. So we're going to start with this piece right here. And there's numbers here, so you would just follow. So normally this would be number 1. And then this would be number 2. We're not even using this piece either. either. Okay, let's just pull this up. And if you're really careful, it'll come off nicely. So be careful around his little wooden hands there. Because Lord knows I don't want to stick on more foam dots here. Use any kind of foam. Okay, so there is our snowman. And he's going to go down like this. I'm trying to think how far I want to bring him down. I might bring him right down to the edge like that. And I'll cut a little bit. I'll cut that extra off later on after it dries. Yeah, I think I'll bring them down like this. And then this one has Merry Christmas. We'll put up on there like that. So, okay, so we have the base. So next, then you start. That was number 3. So then you go up here to number 4. And I'll cut the pieces out. This is a little time consuming too. This is the part I wanted you to see though. You've seen me do it before. And then just make sure which hat it's going on. And it's going on her hat here. And I'm going to grab my tweezers because that'll be more helpful for some of these small pieces. Then we got her scarf. I didn't bother with all the little nose and all that stuff because, my God, those pieces are so tiny. Okay. And I didn't want to pre-cut all these, or pop these out for you guys, because I want you guys to see this process. So just fast forward if you want to see end here. Okay. It is the tedious though. It's only, I do love the effect afterwards, but doing this process of the foam dots and everything. Now, if they could just invent this and with the foam on the back already, that would be good, wouldn't it? It'd be easier. Okay, now we're going to put her scarf on. Just line it up with the other one. And then we'll take his hat out. Take his hat and take his scarf out right away. That piece to come off. That piece doesn't belong there. There you go. I just realized what I mean. I can hear some vibration from upstairs. I just realized it's from my fan. I got a floor fan up there. I'm like, what is that noise upstairs? Our living room is like, our living room kitchen are connected like, but it doesn't, this is a 50-year-old house, so the air conditioning just doesn't circulate very well. So I put a fan in there to help circulate it better. I'm like, what is that noise up there? And you can use any kind of foam dots, anything. I just make sure they're the same height though. I made the mistake of doing that before and then it just looks funky. This one goes right there. So you can see we have like some dimension there already. Okay, next is the big snowman's gonna go. Thank goodness we got some big pieces like this. Okay, and then this will go right there. We have a couple hot days here again. Okay. Oh, very sticky foam dots. Okay. I'll use that light, I think, and then there we go. And then we have the presents. And then probably won't do all the little pieces on air here because you guys don't want to sit here. You get the idea. I can come back and do them. I'll just pick out a couple pieces, more pieces here, because I can go back and do that off camera. You don't need to see me continue. So this one's going to go on the bottom half of the presents. The gifts there. And let's do this little... Oh, there it is. I'm like, where is the dog? There's a snow dog right there. I'm like, I have a snow dog here, but she blended in so well there. It's a snow... Yep, it is a snow dog. She got a little tail on her. See, a little cute, cute, cute little snow dog. Put that on there. Okay, I'll show you what we got so far. All the dimension there. I don't know if you can see that with the colors on the poinsettia, but I don't know if you can see how that changes, and that makes such a big difference. This one, because it's all like I made the black bubble layer back there. This one I'm not gonna, because it's all white, so I don't need to put a layer behind there. It'll show up fine on there. Let's see, do I want to quick put something on? The little squirrel. Oh, I got this package down a little far. The little squirrel's head is gonna be covered there. Which one is it? I got two of them. Okay. We'll put this down and then we'll finish the album. And I will come back and just put these on. Because there's still I have all these pieces here yet. All those. You guys don't want to watch that. Because I'm also trying not to talk too much, because Jennifer can edit some of this out. Thank goodness she's doing all the editing. I don't know if I'd be doing YouTube if she didn't, because that's, you know, a lot of work too. But she enjoys that part. So she can continue that part. I pay her. Okay, so I'm just going to do that much. And now, because there is so much dimension, I am not going to pop this up on there at all. Because there's way enough dimension. There's a little thing right there. I have to pop out yet. There we go. Sometimes it's hard to see those little pieces. Okay, I'm just going to try to get just a little bit on the branches. Not too much. Just enough to help hold it down. And then we're just going to put this towards the bottom, because I want to get that. And I'm going to take this out so it doesn't get glued down, because I'm going to have to cut. I left a lot on the end there to cut. So I'll cut it off to where the magnet is. Okay, does that look straight, everybody? All right, so now we'll take the Merry and the Christmas, and we're going to pop them up. I didn't put foam dot on those yet. Those I was going to show you. Oh my goodness. You've got to be a little careful. This is a different brand than I used. The other one was by Craft Consortium, and that I used. And the paper was a little different. This paper, I think, is a little thinner. This is by Katie Sue. I don't know, you know, May's got her own store and everything, a big store, online store. So I could not find this at any place, you know, by us or anything like that. Okay, let's find my skinny stuff, and we are going to put, I couldn't find Katie Sue. I could find it through their overseas, but could not find it any kind of local seller. And we're just going to put that on there, and we'll grab, it's sticking to me, grab one of these little pieces I have sitting here, put on the end, and then we'll do the Merry. And I got some teeny tiny piece here for the Y. Keep all your pieces when you cut them. Gotta figure out where the sticky part is. Okay. Now let's bring this back in. I think when I do the big 8x10 album, I think it's going to be 8 by 10, I think. I think that one I will decorate the inside for you guys. And then whoever gets it, well, you know, they'll have to work around my decorations. It's hard to put the decorations in, like, you know, decorate your pages if you don't know what size pictures they're going to use. Because you don't, you know, I like to use all different size pictures. Some people like to use a certain size, but I like to use different size pictures. That's just me. This is some sticky. This is Dollar Tree foam tape. And let me tell you, it's sticky. Okay, and I think we'll put that right about there. And there. What do you think, guys? There's the dimension. It'll have more dimension. I just need all that. This should be dry enough. I can cut down. Right on down. And get in there. And there is an album out of envelopes. Simple envelopes. And you got quite a bit of area to put, like if you want to put a 4x6 picture here, and then because I'd probably just leave this and do a 4x6 picture, and then maybe put like a plain color piece of paper that they can write on to tell about the picture, and then maybe decorations down here. And like I said, they can use the pocket. They can put in all, like, more pictures can go into pockets, or they can put their Christmas cards if they want to save certain Christmas cards. I do save some. I don't save all mine. I will show you maybe next year, because I don't have that on my list for this year. But we will make cards with leftover Christmas cards. Well, I'll do that. Don't know if I'll have time to do that this year because I have my schedule all written out for this year. But I'll try to remember to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me bring the other one in too. And I don't know if you can be able to tell the difference, because even I got paper stuck on here. We'll leave it there. Like, if you could even tell the difference between the two because of the paper. This one's already, like, bending. You can see certain, I'll put it this way. See how it's bending? That's because it's so flimsy. The envelopes were so flimsy. See this one? Look at that one. See the difference in that? So that makes a difference, guys. If you're going to make this, like, I would never give this to as a gift, you know. This one I'd give to as a gift because it looks so much nicer. But that's the difference in the type envelopes you use, the type paper you use. This paper, I forgot to tell you, all this green paper is, I use 110 pound from Michaels. I like to use as sturdy a paper as I can. And especially when I'm giving it away to someone, I like to make it as sturdy as possible. So 110 pound, and, you know, I think this is like, these are usually like 65 pound in the kits, you know. So that's quite a bit of weight that I'm putting on my pages. That's going to make it really, hopefully, last for a long time. And I put the extra piece on. So that's going to help the book too. It's going to give more stability to your book when they're turning the pages and everything. I don't usually put much on the back. If I do, I just put down like something flat. You know, I don't usually put much on the back. And what I like to do is my first page, like, and it could be this one or here. What I like to do, what I like to do first, if this is for me, I like to put on, you know, like, you know, my last name, family, Christmas, and the year. I kind of like to put that on the first page so that they know what it was from, because I'm not going to be here forever. You know, will they keep my stuff after I'm gone? I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so that's it for that one, for the envelope album. I will see you guys in the next one, and as always, have a good day.